Hey everyone, welcome to the channel and to your new moon in Gemini tarot reading. This is going to be for the earth signs, Taurus, Virgo and Capricorn. So now we're going to take a look first of all at your oracle messages, but before we do I just want to say sorry for being away for a while. I really needed to take a break this month in terms of the monthlies because it was good to recharge and really think about where I want to take this channel moving forward. So these oracle messages are very interesting to me because I feel like this is divine protection, divine guidance from your higher self, as we can see here, because the first card out is your higher self from the quantum. But I feel like this is also the divine themselves stepping in and saying that you are greatly protected at this time, earth signs. There may be a situation that's taking place around you outside of your knowledge, but you're being shielded from it because your vision and what you are going to do is being protected. Okay, there's something about something you're about to do or some aspect of your journey that's coming up in the future that needs to be protected at all costs. There's something significant about it. That's why you've got so much protection around you, either because of something you're going to create, something you're going to initiate, or something you're going to align with, or what you'll even become. So because of that, you have so much divine support and protection. And I feel like your higher self is telling you that there may even be a connection worth protecting as well, because this love is the real deal. It's not something you come across every single day. It's something that the divine are truly protecting because of what will come as a result of it. Interesting. So I don't always get that kind of message with this card, but that's what's coming up for you, I feel, at this time. Now, from the Moonology deck, you have full moon in Sagittarius. Look at the bigger picture. So, of course, interestingly enough, we're in Sagittarius season. So I feel like that's what the divine's been wanting you to know, to pan out, to look at the bigger picture. Like, you're not seeing everything. You don't have all the facts. You don't know what's happening, outside your sphere, right? Your immediate environment. You may know bits and pieces, but there's a lot more to it than what meets the eye, right? Especially if you are in connection with someone, or you feel that there is a connection coming up for you. You may get a lot of signs and synchronicities, numerology. There may be certain songs that came up. There may be just so many signs that you don't even know what to point at this point. But I'm really drawn on these cards to the heart and to the arrow. Again, that's not always the case. So I feel like there is a divine union that's being protected. You yourself are being protected. The person you are either in union with or about to be in union with is also being protected. Because again, look at the bigger picture. There's something that you're not aware of that needs protecting. Because of outside influence, because of, ill intentions of others, or because of possibly some negative energy that's being sent to try and attack you, attack your person, attack the connection, attack the dream, the vision, your goals, right? But it's protected. And I feel like the divine want you to think big. Don't limit your vision. Don't downplay things. Don't shrink yourself, okay? You are a bright, abundant, powerful being. Look at you. You have so much light inside of you. You don't even realize it. But you're shrinking yourself possibly because of the environments you have found yourself in. You may have been in some very toxic environments growing up, or you may find yourself currently in a very toxic environment, and that's what has you shrinking to try and protect your light. But know that you are protected regardless, and that soon you're going to be required to shine bright, to not shrink, to not diminish who you are, to make others feel comfortable, to make society label you as someone worthy. No, it doesn't matter. What matters is you showing up in your authenticity, in your authentic light, being this loving, giving, nurturing, healing energy that you are. and to not worry about the details, because things will become clear as time moves on, okay? There's a lot that you aren't currently aware of. There's a lot that still needs to play out. So don't base your future on your past and what's currently playing out in the given moment, because I promise you, it doesn't hold a torch to what's to come, right? And yes, I'm not saying it's been easy. It probably hasn't. You've probably felt like a lot of doors have been shut in your face, but that is going to change. Honestly, for those who I'm picking up on, that is going to change. It's all about timing, and it's about you being ready, your person being ready, and things falling into alignment. And especially because from the Work Your Light deck, you have no. Wait, postpone, pause, say no. Again, the time's not right. There's things happening around you aren't aware of. There's things even in the astral that's taking place right now that you're not aware of. We are in the midst of a huge spiritual war, if you haven't noticed, right? There's a lot going on. For those who are frontliners, they are literally fighting your corner day and night. I have to be very careful what I say. Otherwise my channel could end up getting pulled down completely. So I have to be careful how I word this. But there are those who benefit from the state of things. Let's put it that way, right? So there are those that want to create more carnage, that want to impose more control, right? That want to shrink those who are in their divine light, to have them scared and backed into a corner and to feel helpless and to not heal, to not ascend, right? To not break out of the old matrix, the old programming, right? So there are those who are fighting day and night to ensure that doesn't happen. You may even be one of those people. But if that's the case, you are heavily protected and you know that. But regardless, when it comes to this situation, when it comes to this divine union that's going to take place or that is going to strengthen, the reason things are not really coming in a very profound way is because now is not the time. There's other things that need to be tended to, i.e. some very destructive forces are at play right now, and that needs to be addressed first, okay? Before this union can come together, before you can really step into this role that I feel like is coming up for you in the near future. There is a vision that you have for sure, and I feel like that is being protected, but now is not the time for you to go full steam ahead on that vision yet. Not to say you're not going to be working on things, of course you are, but I mean the big picture, you know, the things on a much larger scale. Yeah, it's not the time. So let's see. I'm sorry if that sounded cryptic, but again, you know, I'm seeing people get all sorts of strikes, and you know, so I have to be very careful what I say on here. Another reason why I've been really struggling with YouTube, to be honest. So yeah, but we'll get into that another time. Moving on, let's take a look at the tarot messages. So let's see what you need to know in relation to this. Wow, Knight of Cups in reverse, Scorpio energy. Could have Scorpio in your chart if you're dealing with one. King of Pentacles in reverse. King of Wands in reverse, that's Leo. Okay. So you could have any of these placements. You could be dealing with one. And the Two of Cups, there we are. There's that divine union. That's also about the feminine and masculine attribute as well. And also working with your higher self. So I feel like this card essentially encompasses all of that, okay? You and your higher self, your divine feminine and masculine, you and your divine counterpart, okay? It's all kind of rolled into one card here, which is cool. But yeah, so with the Knight of Cups to the King of Pentacles in reverse, this is the thing. You've been betrayed many times in the past, I feel, and yet you always come forward with your best foot forward. You always come with the best of intentions with the Knight of Cups, right? You have so much to give, and you give it freely. Not because you're a pushover, not because you're weak, like society would have you believe. No. To be so giving and loving in the world that we live in, that takes a strength that many will not understand. And especially when you've been through so much, right? To still be able to give so freely, to still be so emotionally accessible and available. That says a lot about a person, but you do have to know how to protect your energy as well. Hence your higher self stepping in and saying, pull back, because you're not seeing the details, you don't have all the facts. Not everyone has your best interests at heart, unfortunately, right? A lot of snakes, I'm telling you, a lot of snakes are being exposed at this time. So you have to be very, very careful and discerning of who you give your love, your time, your energy to, because there are those who will do nothing but drain and take and leech off it, okay? Or that won't even do that, but just dismiss it, won't appreciate it, won't acknowledge it, right? And you'll just be given to what? The thin air, right? So it's important to know when to give and when to take a step back. And right now there's a situation where you're being asked to take a step back, because it's not in your best interest to keep putting so much out, right? It's not the right time, and there's something that needs to be addressed first here, okay? You have the King of Pentacles, as I said, so that is speaking of someone that you may have been connecting with, or that you're currently in connection with in some shape or form, to some extent, that is not in the best vibration right now. They are having to do a lot of inner healing. I feel like they're having to rebuild their stability. They may have gone through a dark night of the soul type deal, okay? This could even be you, to be honest, all right? I mean, you are an earth sign. So I feel like for many of you, you gave so much freely that you didn't leave anything for yourself. And then you found yourself depleted. You may have even saw that you were starting to lose resources, you were losing money, you were losing opportunities. Like all your abundance suddenly started to dry up. You were a King of Pentacles, right? You were, I mean, the King of Pentacles is abundant, is stable. It has, you know, it's a very grounded energy. The King of Pentacles is not in that lack mentality. This is someone who has their needs met and covered, and then some, right? But you may have started to see that be, instead of being replenished, you were seeing it being depleted. And that was because you left yourself wide open to some extent, but not anymore. Now you're being more discerning, right? So you're having to regroup and build from the very beginning, okay? Starting over is not necessarily a bad thing, because you're never starting from scratch, really. Because you're coming from a place of experience. You know that you've done it before and you can do it again. But this time you can do it the right way. You can do it in a way where you don't have to worry about being in this situation again, because you have the awareness, you have the wisdom, right? It's not about having the knowledge, it's about having the wisdom to do things differently, because you've learned through experience. And now you can apply that experience so that you don't set yourself up in situations where that could happen again, right? So that's what I'm seeing here for you. With that King of Wands energy in reverse, we have two kings here, okay? And I do feel like these are two different people. I feel like, honestly, this is your energy. Especially with the Knight of Cups being right next to it, I feel like this is your energy. This is someone else that I feel like is a divine counterpart. Okay, it could be a Leo because it's the King of Wands, but it doesn't have to be. It could be an Aries or a Sagittarius. It could be someone who just embodies this energy, so don't get caught up on the signs too much. But it is Leo's card, okay? But regardless, I feel like this is about understanding that the reason this union, okay, you may be with someone currently, you may be with someone, you may feel like, you know, this is your person, but things are not quite where they, you know, you want them to be, or maybe you're both not feeling fulfilled in some area of your life. There is definitely a lot of love there, you know, we can see that, but there's something that's not quite right yet. There's a big change that is needed, but it's not the right time. You're having to postpone, you're having to pause, because you're not seeing the bigger picture, you're not seeing what's happening on a global scale, on an astral level, right? So that's the thing. And it does impact you, whether you're aware of it or not. That's why the Divine's saying, you're not aware of everything. Just trust me, it's not the right time, but it will happen. So you may be rebuilding your stability right now. You may not even know who this person is yet, right? You may not have even met them yet. But whoever this person is, that is a divine counterpart that you will be with, I feel, in the future, especially because you have the Two of Cups in the upright with this person's energy. I feel like this person may be going through an ego death. So you're having to wait until the time is right for the two of you to come together. You have to rebuild your stability. They have to rebuild their sense of identity because it became skewed, right? Something went awry here, possibly because of their experiences, right? So it's like you're going through different things, but there is an element of mirroring taking place here, right? Needing to rebuild in some shape or form, whether it's your identity or your stability. But either way, it affects you on the root chakra level is what I feel. That's why we have this red here in the center of the card, like the center of the spread, saying look at the bigger picture. Red is the color of the root chakra. So in order to build upon a strong foundation, you need to have the roots firmly planted first. And that's what I feel like you're both having to do individually first, and then you can continue to build as a unit when the time is right. And then with the Two of Cups, as I said, that's the union. That's coming back into union with your higher self, your divine feminine and masculine attributes being on the same level, because right now you're both kind of coming from a space where the divine masculine energy within both of you is out of whack. Okay? So someone does not want to surrender their ego. Someone doesn't want to allow someone else to provide on some level, right? That's what I'm seeing here. Especially if you're already in connection with this person. You may be so used to being independent that you find it hard to let anyone else, you know, take initiative or do something for you, or to, you know, to lighten the load in some shape or form. They may be used to, you know, feeling like they have to, I don't know, maybe micromanage everything on some level, that they find themselves in a situation where they're having to give so much of their energy and, you know, accommodate the other person to the point where they lose their own identity. So there's a fear of getting lost. I don't know. It's going to be varying from person to person, right? But it's that kind of thing, I feel. So there's a lot that needs to be healed and rebuilt. That's the key theme here, rebuilding, right? And just getting those energies back into union, back into alignment, the divine feminine and masculine within each of you. Because I'm telling you, the divine masculine in both of you has taken a hit. Okay. So it's interesting how they both came out and both in reverse as well. So let's see what else we can find out. What is it that you guys are attracting at this time? Earth signs. So we know what needs to be healed and addressed, but what is being attracted at this time? Nice. A sense of peace, it would seem. We've got the world cosmos at the bottom of the deck. So this cycle is closing out. Okay. Yeah, where there was a lot of challenges and strife and betrayal and manipulation and people trying to undercut you, undermine the connection maybe. I'm telling you, there is things going on behind the scenes you're not aware of. On a spiritual level, you may have had multiple attacks attempted at you, but it's not worked because of your protection. You're highly protected. But there may be people out there that are jealous of you, that are jealous of your connection, or that are jealous of what you represent, what you're going to accomplish. So they may be sending negative energy your way, or trying to get, you know, negative attachments sent to you or whatever. But it's not working from what I see here, because you're being protected. But there is still a storm brewing in the background regardless. So that's why you're being told to hang fire, wait. You have the Muse, hanged Muse, that's the hanged man, Pisces energy. So some strong water here, Scorpio and Pisces energy could mean something to you. But I do feel like, yes, instead of just pouring and pouring and pouring, no. Now's the time to take a step back, right? Take a step back. That may even mean giving up on something or someone temporarily, right? Especially say if there is someone you've crossed paths with, that you have a lot of love for or you're emotionally invested in. You may want to pursue the connection because you feel the love, okay? Now's not the time. You have to wait. That's why you're in hanged man mode. Because you don't have all the facts. You need to see the bigger picture, okay? And even if there's a lot of things you don't know and won't necessarily know until later on, you have to trust the divine on this. You have to listen to your higher self. Trust me, this is in your best interest, okay? So if you're prepared to listen, you're going to see later on why it was so important that you did hang back and focus on your stability. Six of Swords, you are moving into calmer waters. You are moving away from this turbulent, trying, difficult period in your period of time in your life towards more smoother sailing waters, to a time where there is more harmony, where there is more balance, where there is more serenity, where there's more inner peace, where you feel that the environment is less hostile, right? That's what I'm getting. So you may even end up traveling. That's possible. Or you and your person, say if you're in a connection with your divine person already, you may already decide to maybe put plans in motion, right? Not actually act upon them yet because the time isn't now. We see that with no. But you may put some plans in motion in regards to relocating, going on holiday, visiting family, right? Whatever it is. Because remember, Six of Swords is movement. That is a travel card. Whether that's mentally traveling from one state of mind to another, physically traveling from one location to another, right? It can represent either or. So it can be that you're choosing to remove yourselves from a toxic environment to a more nurturing one, or to a more fulfilling one, or to one that feels less trying, less challenging, that allows you to start building the stability that you're looking for in your lives. With the Five of Cups in the end there, it does mean letting go of something. It does mean leaving something behind temporarily. And it's 3 cups that are spilled. So this could be about losing certain connections or leaving certain people behind in order to move into calmer waters. That could be leaving, an environment that you've always known. That could be leaving family behind to start a new life elsewhere. That could be leaving friends behind. That could be having to temporarily put this connection to the side in order to focus on healing oneself, creating your stability. It does look like whoever you're connecting with or will be connecting with, they're the ones that are really having to let go of possibly a situation from the past, possibly even a romantic connection of the past, in order to heal, in order to be ready for a union that's about to take place. So I'm getting so many messages here. I could go on all day, but take it how it resonates for you. But I do see both parties are having to surrender something and move forward and rebuild and regroup and restructure. And then that's when things get interesting. Because you have the World card, as I say, at the bottom of the deck, which represents change, travel, cycles closing, cycles beginning. This is about expansion, elevation, upgrades. So, and again, this could literally speak of physical travel. So for some of you, that is a key theme here, that you may even cross paths with this person when you relocate. So now is not the time because you are not where you are headed yet. It's not the time. So very interesting how these messages are coming up. You do also have at the bottom of this deck, wow, you have the Queen of Cups at the bottom of the deck underneath the Magician. So that is Gemini, Virgo energy, and also Cancerian energy. So those signs could mean something to you, but I feel like you're being asked to not focus on the fine print right now. Because like I said, there's a lot that you're not aware of. I mean, even on this particular Queen of Cups card here, it says intuition, right? And this card is in reverse. You have inner skills in reverse as well. That's what I'm saying. And you have under that the Star in reverse. That's Aquarius energy, which is hope on the card. So this is it. There's a lot that you don't know. There's a lot that's happening behind the scenes. There are people, or there are entities, or there's energies that are trying to disrupt your lives, your connection, this union from coming together, this whatever this is that's going to happen in the future that is life-changing, okay? There's something significant that's going to take place here, and I'm telling you, there are those who are working overtime to try and stop this from happening, but they can't. It's so divinely protected, it cannot happen. It's impossible. They can't stop what's about to happen. But they're going to try anyway, and they are trying. Trust me, they're working across the clock to try and make this happen, but it's not going to happen. But you still need to protect yourself regardless. You still need to be discerning. You still need to trust that all will work out as it needs to in the right timing. So even if you're disappointed that you can't go full steam ahead in a connection, or that you and your person can't make this big change straight away, right? That you might need a bit more time, or that something needs working on in terms of the foundation, it's going to be in your best interest. It's going to be in both of your best interest in the long run, okay? So whatever this setback is, it's temporary. It's not going to be long lasting. It's like a small blip in the road, okay? It's so temporary. So that's why it's important to not get lost in the emotions of what you feel like you're having to, you know, place temporarily on hold, or what even, you know, because there's some things you're having to leave behind as well, right? And not get too caught up on what you're leaving behind, because nothing is ever truly lost. So I hope this reading helps whoever it resonated for. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Click the notifications bell so you're informed of when your next set of readings are published. And yeah, I just feel like, again, it's all about timing and trust at this point. But you will see it, trust me. You give it some months, you'll see why this played out the way it did. So sending you the best of luck, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.